Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, the ODM party currently is divided into two functions. Those that are of the like-minded with Raila Odinga, that working with President William Ruto is what's best for the Republic of Kenya, and those that have currently joined one James Orengo and Edwin Sifuna in campaigning against the current regime. And one person that proved that he will stand with James Orengo from yesterday is none other than the Kisumu governor, Professor Anyang Nyong'o. Anyang Nyong'o spoke in regards to matters devolution and how the funds for different counties in the country have been held, and how the counties and devolution has been held in captivity by the current government of President William Ruto. I mean, in his own words, he claimed that William Ruto has suspended the 2010 constitution and wants to return us as a country to the Nyayo era, where devolution means nothing to him, and devolution is where money is given to different counties for the purpose of development. But now, after Anyang Nyong'o's statement, one senator of Omabe, Honorable Moses Kajwang, has also had a proposal at the Senate where he is requesting that the current government that we have, or the current devolution government that we have, where we have 47 counties, that these counties should be reduced to 13 counties, and uh, so that devolution can work, these counties should be, and the regions should be reduced to 13 regions. Now, Anyang Nyong'o has had a differing opinion in what Senator Moses Kajwang had to say. And I want to diverge into this fiasco that is currently unfolding and what it means to the ODM party at large. Now, the Kisumu governor Anyang Nyong'o has rejected Omabi Senator Moses Kajwang's recent proposal to reduce the number of county governments in Kenya from 47 to 13. In an official letter dated Wednesday, April 2023, April 23, 2025, Nyong'o criticized Kajwang's proposal to reduce the number of counties, calling it a hasty, simplistic solution focused on easy calculations rather than considering the nation's complex needs. Nyong'o emphasized that the original decision for 47 counties was based on thorough discussions about Kenya's diverse regions, adding that for a serious, inclusive conversation about devolution's progress and challenges, rather than reducing the number of counties. Now, the current structure should be evaluated to identify successes and areas for improvement. And I quote him, "I don't think Honorable Kajwang's idea will help us. It is a knee-jerk reaction of an accountant mesmerized by the game of easy calculation of figures. At the dawn of devolution, there were several proposals regarding how many countries we needed and appropriate for this nation. These reasons need to be considered before throwing numbers into the vague market of proposals." The Kisumu governor's letter read in part. Now, he further suggested that Kajwang should initiate a serious discussion involving diverse representatives from various perspectives to ensure that the issue of reducing counties is carefully deliberated and resolved to benefit the nation. And I quote him, "I suggest that Honorable Kajwang should call for a serious discussion involving diverse representatives from different schools of thought so that this issue can be deliberated upon seriously and resolved in a manner that will benefit the nation," he added. Nyong'o affirmed full support for the current structure of devolution but called for its evaluation to assess achievement and identify areas for improvement, acknowledging any shortcomings that may have been overlooked. Now, allow me to speak about Nyong'o's letter. Nyong'o yesterday called upon the president to intervene. He called he called a spoon and not a big a spade and not a big spoon. Why am I saying that Nyong'o has always differed with the current MOU between Raila Odinga and President William Ruto? I remember when Raila Odinga took his consultation meetings to Busia County. There, Professor Anyang Nyong'o and James Orengo stood there with diverse opinion. And when Nyong'o took the podium to speak, he asked the crowd, who believes that Raila Odinga is fit to become the president of the Republic of Kenya coming the year 2027? And everybody was so hyped up to hearing that Raila Odinga might really vie for the 2027 general election. Because then Raila Odinga had returned in the country after losing the AU chairmanship. Now remember, the AU chairmanship is a slot and a game that Raila Odinga and one President William Ruto are playing so that they can keep people, so that William Ruto could capture Raila Odinga and tame Raila Odinga to go work for Africa and leave the local politics so that William Ruto could continue dominating the local politics. But after losing, Kenyans were very happy because one thing, Raila Odinga will return, and it has been rumored before, Raila is the only person that could have saved this country. But Raila decided, you know what, I have to listen to this man. I have to go down and consult with people. And in those consultations, Anyang Nyong'o, James Orengo, uh, the senator of Omape, Kajuang, one Edwin Sifuna, and others, including Akina Babu Owino, Akina, the member of parliament of Sabaot, Caleb Misi, Akina Kalonzo Musyoka also, Akina Mother Karua, they warned Raila Odinga from joining hands with President William Ruto. I mean, of all the people in ODM, about two or three people were in agreement with Raila Odinga joining the government. And these few people, these few individuals, were those that were directly benefiting from the MOU. People like John Badi, Opiyo Andai, Wycliffe Oparanya, Ali Hassan Joho, people like Junet Mohammed, Millie Odhiambo. Now, these are few individuals that benefit from this marriage between Raila Odinga and President William Ruto. But now, the MOU has not lasted even for 2 months. And the division that we are currently seeing within ODM is eminent to us that ODM will break and it will crash and ODM will be totally broken. And let me take you back to words given to us by one Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi told us that while he was in government, before being impeached, when the Gen Z had gone to the street, William Ruto agreed to come into a broad-based government with Raila Odinga. And when he brought Raila Odinga and the people into and his people in government, Gachagua asked William Ruto what was the end game of Raila Odinga coming into government. And William Ruto told him, I want to bring him closer so that we will kill his ODM party and make this man an immobile opposition. We make him nothing but a liar and a cheat to the people of the Republic of Kenya. And doing that to Raila Odinga is by brewing in division within the ODM party. And that is what William Ruto has been doing, forcing people like James Orengo to apologize. At one point, forcing people like Akina Anyang Nyong'o to apologize. You saw yesterday what happened at the Senate, where Senator Cheragai of Nandi was attacking Anyang Nyong'o for the letter that he wrote to the president requesting that devolution to be given an upper hand. Remember, Raila Odinga has called himself the father of devolution. He has been fighting for devolution to happen. But William Ruto is not listening to Raila Odinga. Money is not being disseminated to the counties as it was supposed to be. So even the governors within ODM party will start working out. And when they walk out, I mean, if James Orengo declares now, I am out of ODM, and anybody that feels to walk out of ODM should follow me, a lot of people will follow James Orengo from the ODM party. When you look at the situation that ODM party is, you look at it in the perception of the elections of the year 2002. When Moi picked Uhuru Kenyatta for the presidency, Raila Odinga expected to be given that party ticket. But he wasn't to run for presidency. So who was given it? It was Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, when Raila Odinga decided to walk out of Kanu, he walked out of Kanu with about 80% of the government, and he took them to the NAC Kenya Rainbow Coalition, and that is how these people won the elections of the year 2002. Now, if James Orengo walks out of ODM with over half of the party, that means he can lead them to opposition, and together they can win the election come the year 2027. Leave your comment on the comment section, subscribe.